Good evening and welcome to the Island Stats English Premier Football Show, as well as giving you an update on the overseas Bermuda footballers, both male and female, and their teams from this weekend. I'm your host Earl Baston. Joining me is co-host Antoine Augustus. Antoine, it's been some very interesting matches played in the English Premier Division as we've seen. Liverpool go back to the top of the table with Manchester City's defeat. We've seen just today, an exciting finish in the Fulham Brentford game where Fulham scored two goals in stoppage time to come back and win 2-1. And let me give you a rundown of the results that we have from this past weekend. And we'll start off with Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1, Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 2, Manchester City 1, Ipswich Town 1, Leicester City 1, Liverpool 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1, Nottingham Forest 3, West Ham United 0, Southampton 1, Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Crystal Palace 2, and as I said at the beginning, Fulham came from behind to defeat Brentford 2-1. Well, Antoine, let's jump right into it because one of the games that everybody was talking about going into the weekend was the Arsenal-Newcastle game. Newcastle had beaten Arsenal at Newcastle last season. They talked about a penalty that should have not been given, but in the end, Newcastle were the winners. And again, this season, Newcastle ended up on the winning side.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. It really was. I was surprised by the result. I really was. I thought that Arsenal should have or would have come out with the victory, at least 3 points. You know, but Newcastle, that I've always said that Newcastle is a team that you can't sleep on. You know, um, they can show up any given Sunday. Any given Saturday. So Newcastle, they're a good team to watch. They're right now they're at the bottom, not bottom. I'm sorry, at the middle of the table. Actually, this probably pushed them up to seventh or sixth or seventh. So this, like I said, they're a pretty good team. Remember, they were always like for the past 2 seasons they were lingering on in the 5, 4, 5, and 6 area. They played Champions League last year. Am I correct? So Newcastle's pretty good. I think that game was pretty good. I don't like I said I wasn't really surprised, but Newcastle can.
Yeah, they're up to 11th. They're 11th now after that win.
Yeah, okay, 11. And I would say if I would say look if I wasn't a Manchester United fan, I would be a team. I'll be a Newcastle fan. You know, even if it's just too cold up there. But yes.
Then obviously the other big talk of the weekend was the result between Bournemouth and Manchester City. Going into the match, there was a lot of talk about Manchester City and injuries to some players and the availability of other players and so forth. But people's been talking about this Manchester City team for quite some time and how deep they are or how deep they were. And now, on the other side, we're looking at them talking about injuries are putting them in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, I don't know, like you said, they're very depth. They have a lot of depth, but um, I think the pressure of the courts. I don't know, of all the fans. I think 1-2. That's the one that I was shocked of. I was really shocked to hear that 2-0 City losing.
They lost 2-1.
2-1, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2-1. I missed the goal.
There's several chances. They had quite a few chances to score,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like I said, I was shocked. I wouldn't say shocked, but I was still looking at the Arsenal game and that City, But honestly, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew City was gonna lose. But who are the players that I'm gonna
you're breaking up a lot. But let's move over to that. Obviously, going into the game, Liverpool knew Arsenal had already lost. And they knew that, they would have known that Manchester City were down as they were at halftime, down 1-0. But they managed to come back and pull off the victory against a team that they had played at midweek, Brighton Hove Albion, and to reach the next round of the cup. But you have to play the team. You have to play them, regardless of if you've beaten them on the Wednesday. You've got to turn around and play them again, but you have to do the business. So Liverpool got those 2 goals in 2 minutes to move back to the top of the table. Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Was Liverpool really was.
But actually, Antoine, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, let's see if we can fix this communication. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Putting down the weapons.
You seeing this? For generations, John Barrett & Sons has been a part of our family's table, and now they're bringing something new for yours. Discover Wonder Juice at Lindo's, a refreshing organic burst of flavor delivered with the same care Barrett's has given Bermuda for over 150 years. Cold pressed, pure, and full of nutrients, just like the fresh fruit juices we grew up loving. From Wonder Melon to Wonder Beet, it's that familiar Barrett's touch, now with a wholesome twist. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, it's silence, proudly Bermudian. Bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian.
And welcome back.
All right.
Well, Antoine, let's jump back into that conversation about Liverpool going to the top of the table.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. Yes. Sorry about that. So yeah, Liverpool, they are back. Yes. 2 points, correct? So I was rooting for I was saying I was rooting for Bournemouth to beat them. I thought that they had them. Then they came from behind and scored 2 goals. Well, one in the first half and one in the second half. So I was rooting for Liverpool. To be honest, I thought Arsenal lost, City lost. I was was losing, and I thought Liverpool was going to be that third one to lose. So yeah, but it was a good game. I really enjoyed it. Liverpool's 2 goals were off the chain. The game was actually exciting, very exciting. You never knew. Honestly, I thought that Bournemouth was gonna come back and equalize and take a point. So it was a good game, a very good game.
Yeah, and obviously Nottingham Forest has now moved up to third place following their 3-0 victory over West Ham. Nottingham Forest has been a surprise team for everybody.
Yes, they are. They have. Who do they have? Like the manager is doing pretty good. He's doing actually pretty good. He's doing pretty good. Because they beat Liverpool, remember? Who else they've beat? They beat top teams. Force. They're going to be a shocker. They're going to be that Aston Villa this year, to make Champions League and finish in the top 4. But yeah, they're pretty good. That was a good game.
Well,
So
a lot of it depends on how deep the squad is, because as we get into the latter part of the season, where games start mounting up, as we know in December and January, games start mounting up, and if they have players in the African nations, they'll lose those players. But I mean, if he's got the locker room feeling good about themselves, maybe they can stay in this position and just keep upsetting these teams around them to stay in the top 4.
Yeah, and trust me, it's the original top 4 is not it's not the original top 4. When I say the original, the Manchester United, the Chelsea, the.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and this will probably be one that will get the space shuttle to get off the ground. Why do people keep putting Manchester United in the top 4 when they haven't been there for a while?
Okay. No, Manchester United hasn't. Chelsea hasn't either.
I haven't mentioned anything about Chelsea. Just the everywhere you go and you hear the talk is Manchester United top 4. Let me ask you, and you can honestly answer. When was the last time Manchester United finished in the top 4? Something went wrong with your microphone? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, and everybody's waiting for that answer.
Man United came second in, I guess, when Solskjaer was the coach.
How long ago was that?
4 years ago.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Actually, I want to say 5 years ago, because I think that was when he first team Jose Mourinho.
Okay. All right. Wow. And obviously the game yesterday against Chelsea, Manchester United, they finished in a 1-1 draw. Chelsea clearly had the better of the play of the match. Let me ask you your opinion as a take your Manchester United hat off as
Yes.
a referee,
Uh-huh.
watching the three angles of the
Penalty.
call for the penalty. Would you have called it a penalty? Because it didn't look like, for me, it didn't look like any contact was made by the goalkeeper.
I would say if I have a great angle.
But they did have I mean, if that's just the thing, they should one angle from behind the goalkeeper on the side, and it was clear that the attacker dragged his leg and still did not make contact with the goalkeeper and dove over him.
I know. And I'm talking as a referee fan. The keeper did get his boot. The keeper did get his boot. The keeper got his boot. But on the other hand, from a different angle, he embellished the
oh yes, he did.
Foul.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Yes, he did.
Like that's the correct.
He
did get foul, but he embellished it a bit.
Yeah. And I keep going back to this. If that incident would have taken place outside the box, would the referee wave play on? And I think he would.
And I'm still talking as a referee. I don't. It's his angle where he's going to. Like the book where he's going to. If he's going towards goal, no, you have to call it. If he's going away from the goal, yeah, you play on. You continue playing. But if he's going towards goal and there's no other option, it's beating the keeper and one-on-one with the goalkeeper, one-on-one with the net, one-on-one with the net. It's obviously, it's a free kick.
Yeah. Well, he didn't give the goalkeeper a card because he was actually going away from goal.
Yes, he was. He really was. He was. Yes.
Yeah. Now back to being a fan. You score a goal and then 4 minutes later you give up a goal, and that's been United's downfall for a little while. They've just been poor, at times, and at times teams are burning them.
Yeah, and United's, back in the day they would say United at Fergie time.
Yeah.
Now it's, can we keep a lead? That's United's forte right now. Can you keep a lead? We can come out with 3 points.
Yeah.
I just, that game United this, and I said it, and I've said it to a lot of Manchester United fans. And I have been again flack. My question was for Manchester United fans, and I'm putting it out for Manchester United fans now on this show. What's the excuse now for Manchester United for yesterday's game, for yesterday's game? What is the excuse? Because all this time, Manchester United has been saying it's the manager, it's Ten Hag, it's Erik Ten Hag. It's the reason why we're losing is because of Ten Hag's philosophy. Ten Hag's this, Ten Hag that. We got rid of Ten Hag. Yes, we did beat. We did win 5-2 during the week.
Yes.
But what happened to yesterday? Because, like you said, Chelsea should have came out with 3 points in that game. United did not play the way they should play. And what is the excuse? We have a new interim manager. We have a manager that's coming in very shortly, which we can talk about that later, I guess. But what is the Manchester fans' excuse right now?
Yeah.
Because, and like I've been saying all this time, I always believed in never fire the manager, and like I said, if if a teacher has a class and majority of their class fails this test, do you fire the teacher?
Yeah, well, I never got a chance to answer that last week, but the answer to that will be that the teacher is given a review each year, and if it continues, then obviously measures are taken um, for them to try to figure out why or what's going wrong with the managerial situation with Manchester United. A week from today, they get the new manager in. Most players will be on international break.
Yeah.
They come back and they're right back into action. I don't know what people are expecting he can change in this short period of time. But hey, wish him good luck, and
Yes.
you have to see how things go.
Yeah, yes, I do hope that he does a little sudden change, take us out of the bottom half of the season, bottom half of the table. But I from what I'm hearing is that the new manager, he wanted to come at the end of the season, be starting a whole fresh.
Yeah,
But the ownership was like, no, basically gave him an ultimatum: take it or leave it, come now or don't come at all.
right.
And I feel, to me, I'm gonna say this as a Manchester United fan again. It sounds like ownership is not different from the Glazers. If you get my drift,
Yeah,
we're still running it, you know, crazy. But I guess they're trying to as well, to hurry stuff up so they can get back up into the championship mentality.
well, you have to wish him all good luck on that. Let's
Yeah.
turn our attention to a tale of two halves. Tottenham Hotspurs. They
Yes.
go up against Aston Villa team. Aston Villa for that first 45 minutes looked really, really good. But then that second 45 minutes, it looked like, they chased the game the whole time. Tottenham the last few weeks have been doing that, coming from behind to defeat teams, especially at home. But eventually, as they say, your luck runs out.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get a complete 90 minutes to convince their coach, or to at least convince their fans that they want to be a threat.
I guess Tottenham, turned it down a bit. I'm assuming, because I wasn't up at that time. They turned it down a bit because to be up that big and then against Aston Villa, Aston Villa has been a team this season. They've been a team to watch, and look at them. They're looking like they're qualifying for round of 16 in the Champions League. So, Aston Villa is undefeated in the Champions League right now. So
Yes.
I guess that was a very good victory for Tottenham. But I honestly would say, Tottenham probably just eased it off a bit. I guess they could have got more goals, they felt.
Yeah.
But no, Tottenham, they have been a very, off and on. They're another team that basically shows up for the opponents.
Yeah. And then let's jump into the Ipswich Town and Leicester City. Obviously, Ipswich are nearing the bottom of 18th place. Leicester's 15th. Leicester got hammered by Manchester United midweek, and then come back and draw with a team like Ipswich, who have yet to win this season. They have 5 draws for the 5 points.
Yeah. No, but it's Ipswich is they're coming. They're coming. I think they probably would get it this week. They can get a victory this week. They gave who was it they gave it last week? I know they gave Arsenal. Was it Arsenal or can't remember who was they played. They played and they gave them.
Yeah, they lost 3-2 last week. Yeah.
So it was a game. They give them a run. They're coming there. They're coming. They're really coming. I think they were leading too. They were leading at one point. Yes, they were leading. So, I think Ipswich will come out of a victory to right in this month. I'm gonna give them 3 points this month. In the month of November, they'll at least get 3.
Okay, and obviously the Southampton defeating Everton. Everton was on a run, on a roll, up to 16th. The previous 4 games, they had two wins and a draw, and 2 wins and 2 draws.
Sure.
Then they met into a Southampton team who picked up their first victory of the season.
Yeah. Southampton. All I gotta say, the season is young, very young, and Southampton, they should be there. They're gonna come out of the cellar. I don't think it's gonna be a one and done season for them. I really don't. I think they will catch themselves and they will really survive the Premiership.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna look at some of the Bermuda players and their teams over the weekend. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Over the pink sands, beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day, for over 135 years, it's been clear. Digital is proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian. Digital is proudly Bermudian.
Focus putting down the weapons.
You seen this?
For generations, John Barrett & Sons has been a part of our family's table, and now they're bringing something new for yours. Discover Wonder Juice at Lindo's, a refreshing organic burst of flavor delivered with the same care Barrett's has given Bermuda for over 150 years. Cold pressed, pure, and full of nutrients, just like the fresh fruit juices we grew up loving. From Wonder Melon to Wonder Beet, it's that familiar Barrett's touch, now with a wholesome twist. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
And welcome back. Well, Antoine, as we know, Nikki Wells helped Bristol City to defeat Preston North End 3-1. Nikki scoring Bristol City's second goal, which proved to be the winner, a header. So he's ever since scoring that hat trick for Bermuda. He's been on fire for Bristol City.
Yeah, and that's not. And I said that, and I've been saying this. Once Nicky Wells comes back and plays for Bermuda, every time he goes back and he goes on a girl fest. I've been saying it for about him playing for Bermuda. Just starts like lights and like ignites something in him that he goes back minutes and he starts scoring goals, and it's not because I know he's the penalty taker. Goals, no, like you said, a header. Before that, he had a brace. He scored 2 goals. I enjoy watching him do something at Bristol City.
Yeah.
And like I said,
And
I
then
just
we
hope
have,
when he comes back.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Well, hopefully his made himself available for the Dominican Republic. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see how that turns out. Then we have 5 players playing for Binfield, and that's Reece Jones Jr., Razir Smith-Jones, Kurit Fubler, Malachi Henry, and Riley Robinson. All of them played a part in the match, them winning on Saturday 2-0 over South Park. And actually, Malachi came off the bench, replaced Razir, and came off the bench and scored the second goal to make it 2-0 for their team. So at least there's a host of Meridians all playing in one squad and making a difference.
It's good that like I said, like you said, he's all getting playing time. They're all getting playing time and they're all playing together.
Yeah,
that's something good for Bermuda.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody's
And then of course Norris Scott.
Once we get to
Yeah. And then we have Norris Scott and his Lansing FC teammates. They lost 1-0. They lost 1-0. Billy Clemens' team went down. They Felix Stowe and Walton FC. They went down 2-1. Actually, they won. They defeated Brentwood 2-1. Keziah Martin and Rushall Olympic, they went down 2-0. Harry Twite, his team went down 2-0. Milan Butterfield, who has been in the national team but hasn't been called up at the last few internationals. He and his Bassford United teams, they went down 3-0 to Warrington. But it's kind of surprising that Milan hasn't been back in this squad. Did it raise any eyebrows for you?
Yeah, you mean Bermuda's international squad? Or?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, I'm really shocked. I don't know if it's because of the fact that is he not making himself available, or is he not being selected? Because that is a quite person that I think.
It's quite versatile when you look at it. He's been playing midfield or defender for his over in the UK. So kind of surprised, but we'll have to see if he's made himself available or not.
Yeah. That's. I would say Michael Finley. He has an awesome job. I heard that he has an awesome job. To find and scout and keep up with these youngsters. Players that he has, and towards that.
Yeah. And then, of course, Reggie Lamb.
Under 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did he do?
Reggie Lamb's team, they ended up with a draw. Janai Butterfield Speed, his team picked up a 2-0 win. And of course, Cole Hole is still recovering from the ankle injury he sustained while playing for Bermuda at the National Sports Center in their last international match. Then we turn our attention to some of these well, obviously coaches and these females. We never want to leave anybody out. Cutto Smith, his team is going to the semifinals of the playoffs in USA, first ever time. Well, and they're a new club, so they're making history all the way through. So congratulations to Kono. Sean Goda's assistant coach for Aston Villa's women, and they went down to Liverpool 2-1. So Aston Villa's men went down, and the women's going down. Deshaun Cooper, who's a goalkeeper coach for Queen's Park Rangers, their women's team advanced to the next round of the Women's FA Cup with a 3-0 win over Penn and Tyler's Green. And of course, Zico Lewis set up the winner for Union Omaha as they've gone to the semifinals of the League USL League One playoffs following their 1-0 win over the Richmond Kickers. So, I mean, if you look at the USA side, with Tono going to the semifinal, Zico going to the semifinal, and of course, the goalkeeper coach and Sean Goda, it bodes well right now. I mean, Bermuda, the flag is flying high.
Yeah. Bermuda is really pretty good internationally and overseas. We're still making that stand. We're still showing people that we have stuff. We have people that you want to come to Bermuda. You want to see our great skills. Well, I kind of like I love that everybody's doing over there. I really do. I honestly, it's been a person that from start that I provide to what it's been doing, doing a revolution straight on.
Yeah.
So I congrats to Hunter.
Yeah, and then of course, in the women, Kenny Thompson and her Bournemouth teammates, they advanced to the second round of the Women's FA Cup. They picked up a 6-0 win. Leilani Nisbeth and her Chicago Red Star team playing in the United States in their final regular season match before they head to the playoffs. They went down 3-1 to Kansas City. Nia Christopher, who plays for Fort Lauderdale United FC, they went down 1-0 to Dallas Trinity. And the Fort Lauderdale team that Nia's with, this is their first season in the league. They have a lot of first-year students out of college playing for them. So, it's going to be a learning curve for them. Jasmine Spence and her Newport Penegal team, they went down 3-0 in the Women's FA Cup as well. Kiana Dill, who's back out playing for FC United of Manchester, they drew 1-1 with Crew Alexander. Kashela Birch Waldron, playing for Sutton United. They went down. They came from a goal down to win 3-1, and that was in a league match against Haywards Heath Town. And of course, Ava Frazzoni scored for Salisbury in their 3-0 win to advance in the Women's FA Cup. So not only are the men shining, but the women are showing that they can also do a thing as well.
Yeah, especially our women. The field, she's just coming off for what her situation and the deal she's driving. Honestly, I've always loved the women's game. I love the women's game. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy giving them what I give. And trust me, I've always said it, and I hope it's not true. I think our women's national team will get to a World Cup before our men's team. With what I'm sorry, I got the name of our coach. She has, she has quite a few players. Leilani is, awesome.
Yeah. Well, Antoine, we've come to the end of this show. I want to thank you very much for joining. We look forward to seeing you next week to discuss more about the English Premier Division as well as our local players as the men head off to the obviously international commitment heading to the Dominican Republic for the Nations League matches. So we'll be back next week, Monday, even though it's a holiday. We'll be back with more of the Island Stats English Premier Show. Have a good night.